All right, welcome back to the Sports Wrap. It's a special July edition of Gresh. For those of you that didn't know, my last day here is Friday.
That's right.
So I needed to get you in-house one last time, and you showed up with a mustache
That's
and
right.
your velvet coat.
That's exactly right, baby. I'm like the Velvet Fog. I'm like Mel Torme. You deserve a special look for your send-off. No one else is willing to embarrass themselves, other than Tony Petrarca, like he does every day, to be able to send you out the way you should go out.
We'll talk a little Pats, some Red Sox.
Do we really have to? Can't I just stand here and rip you?
Yeah,
Can't this be a roast where we talk about
like
all of the times you have hit terrible golf shots that I've been around you? Your Greek food is awful. Your mother would be embarrassed. And by the way, I know it's Kourakis, not Kourakis, but I did it to get a rise out of your mom, and she would get all upset, throwing things at the television, cursing in Greek and all that stuff.
Well, my dad's
Let
the
alone
Greek
all of us, shut up! Let alone all of us have known that for like 8 months you're leaving, and we've all got to sit on it until you can find another cushy job in Florida where you can slam on your sandals and black socks to go down there and mail it in, because the only thing those hayseeds care about are college football and NASCAR, and you ain't covering any of that crap.
I'm not covering NASCAR. I did my NASCAR days. All due respect to New Hampshire. Yes, for those that didn't know, I'm going to West Palm Beach. But you've been in, let's see, Boston, Hartford,
everywhere.
Providence, Boston, just in the 8 years since I've been here.
That's right.
But you always came back to the Patriots Wrap and helped launch New England Nation. And if I ever needed like 6 minutes, I was like, can you just talk? You were there.
Boom, done, right?
I was thinking about some of our old time. When you used to do the post-game show with the Patriots, I'd be on the field after the game, and I wouldn't know when you'd show up, because you'd be on the radio, and you'd be like, hey, I don't know when I'm coming down. I'll just be down. So I'd be like recapping the Patriots game, and you would just show up. You had this huge leather coat.
My big black jacket. That's my.
Put it around.
Remember when Tony Siragusa was the driver for Tony Soprano? That's that jacket, right? It's the Paul Pierce model. It saved him at one point in time.
God. And then I was laughing at one of the Super Bowls. We were in the TV compound, and you could never get your credential. Like, they wouldn't let you in.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, you need to be on the news in 5 minutes. You're like, they won't let me in.
Yeah, it's insane. So whenever you go to the Super Bowl compound, because I'm not TV and I've got all these different passes, you got to make sure you bring the right one, and then you got to give a thumbprint, and then they take your temperature the other way, and then you can finally go up to this giant scaffold that's rickety and shaken anyway, with some guy from Sheboygan who doesn't even know what the hell's going on at the Super Bowl. Meanwhile, all of us who've been there 15 times are like, we're going to Applebee's afterwards, because it's the only place the media companies to pay for us to go to dinner. God forbid we go get a steak. Nothing wrong with Applebee's. I'm just saying, when you're on the road at the Super Bowl, you're thinking you're going to be able to live it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Jamming into cars together and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. People think this life is luxurious. It's the furthest thing from.
So we've had a pretty good run of Patriot success over the last 8 years. I've done 4 Super Bowls. You've done a lot more. Any funny like New England Nation memories or Super Bowl things? I think our post-game shows are pretty smooth.
Yeah, unfortunately, because we're all skilled and trained professionals, like this has gone off pretty easily and pretty other than like waiting for the story to come in on the guy printing T-shirts that are either going to stay here or go to some other country.
How about all the times we had to retape New England Nation because Antonio Brown, or this year with COVID?
Oh, yes.
So if we taped on a Friday, we're like, hey, Sunday morning at 9, wake up, we have to redo the entire show.
Everybody's hungover, like trying to just wake up and get in here on time. The poor crew, they're the ones I feel sorry for, right? They're trying to figure out how to get all this stuff done. But a part of the reason that even though I'm kind of like Kane from Kung Fu, I nomadically roam the earth with all these different jobs, what's always fun to come back here is hanging out with people like you, because you know this about me. If I don't like you, I don't want to be around you. However, you are beyond an exception to that rule. I even said to my wife, I was like, I'm like, my God, you and Patrick Little, I've had the longest run with.
Right.
Patrick Little, he's turned into just some prompter reader now that they fluff up and put him in the morning and all that stuff. Meanwhile, you're still out there grinding it out, and I appreciate that work ethic. You don't have somebody coming in at 3 in the morning writing all your stuff, and then you show up as Providence's newsman.
How often does Patrick get back to you when you rip him?
Oh, never. He gave up a long time ago, man. However, I didn't do to you what I used to do to Patrick, which is I give him the short answer, and he wouldn't have enough questions.
You gotta be ready.
I did it to Ruthie once because I liked watching her like freak out a little bit, but you were too good. Plus, I think you knew that I had tortured Patrick that way.
Once in a while, you would give it to me early in the days. So you'll be back with Maury and Rosie and co for New England Nation this fall. So late August, you guys be ready to rock?
That's right. It'll be an interesting season to say the least, not only because of the quarterback battle, but what's going on across the league. I think a big underplayed story, 17 games. Folks, get ready for load management, just like in the NBA.
Okay. Quickly, your Patriot prediction for this year.
I think they win 10 games. They could win 11. I think the kid, ultimately, Mac Jones, is going to start, and Cam will be used, I think, as a kind of a, not a platoon guy, but like a change of pace, do something a little different with him. I'm just glad they didn't pay him $20 million like some of the people wanted to in week 2 that you leave behind that I'm going to get the torture now.
When does Cam get the, when does Mac get the job from Cam?
I'm going to say week 6.
Week 6, sorry, with the Brady game in the rearview mirror.
Yes.
Week 4. All right, he's Yianni Gresh, longtime proponent of the Sports Wrap and Patriot Wrap. Put it there, brother.
Dude, you're the best. It's been
Thank
a ton
you.
of fun, and it's going to be rough breaking in. Like, I've broken in 2 decades of people in this sports department. It's pretty nuts.
I know. You're my longest tenured sports department. Actually, you and JP, same.
Well, of course. But
All
no
right.
one sees JP. We don't even know if he exists anymore.
I saw him today.
Did you really?
Of course.
I haven't seen him in like 6 years.
All right, he's Yianni Gresh. Much more from the Sports Wrap coming up right after this.